If you've got one of these Silverados sitting in your garage and don't know it, you're literally sleeping on a gold mine. And the worst part? Most owners are selling them cheap without even realizing that in 5 years, these same trucks will be worth double what they're worth today. Just yesterday, I saw a guy on Facebook selling one of these for $18,000. The real value? 35 grand. He had no idea what he had in his hands. And guess what? Already sold. But hold on, because at the end of this video, I'm going to reveal a secret that collectors are keeping under lock and key about which of these 5 is exploding fastest in value. And I bet it's not the one you're thinking. Look, I spend my days analyzing classic car markets. It's not a hobby, it's an obsession. And in the last 18 months, one thing caught my attention. Certain Silverados are appreciating faster than Apple stock in the early 2000s. Why? Simple. People finally woke up to the fact that these trucks are the last truly simple ones GM made before they complicated everything with electronics. And if you stick with me till the end, you'll not only discover which years to buy, but you'll also know exactly what to look for, how much to pay, and here's the gold, where to find the best opportunities before collectors figure it out. Go ahead and subscribe to the channel because next week I'm showing the 3 modifications that destroy the investment value of these trucks. Things mechanics do thinking they're improving them? Alright, let's get straight to the point, because every day that passes without this information is money not going into your account. Year number 1, Silverado 2003 to 2006, the ticking time bomb. Man, this one's the one that impresses me most. You know why? Because nobody's paying attention to it yet. It's literally the opportunity of the decade flying under the radar. Check out these numbers. In 2020, a 2005 Z71 extended cab was worth $8,000. Today, between $16,000 and $22,000. That's 175% appreciation in less than 5 years. And there are people selling them for 12 grand thinking that's expensive. What makes it special? It's the last GMT 800 generation before GM changed everything. 5.3 Vortec engine without AFM, 4L16E transmission already sorted out, chassis robust as a battle tank. It's the perfect sweet spot between simplicity and reliability. And here's where it hurts. This generation is disappearing from the market. Why? People are buying them to use as work trucks and destroying them. The ones left in good condition, collectors already figured it out. There's a specific detail in the 2005-2006 version that 99% of people don't know, but that doubles the investment value. I'll tell you at the end, because if I say it now, everyone's going to run after them. But first, there's another one that's appreciating even faster. Year number 2, Silverado 2007-2008, the hidden gold. This one's interesting because it separates those who understand trucks from those who just repeat what they hear on the internet. Most people think the switch to GMT 900 ruined everything. Wrong. I talked last week with one of the biggest GM collectors in Texas, guy who owns 47 classic trucks. You know what he told me? The 2007-2008 is going to be the new 454 SS of the 90s. Mark my words. Why? First, still has the reliable 5.3 Vortec, but now with 315 horsepower instead of 295. Second, much superior build quality. Third, it was only for 2 years before GM started stuffing it with electronics. And here's where it gets crazy. They made way fewer of these 2 versions because it was a transition period. Result? Today, you find 50 2005s for every 2007 in the market. A 2008 Z71 regular cab with 120k miles was worth $15,000 in 2022. Today, the same truck? 28 grand and climbing. There are people who sold for 18k last year and are kicking themselves now. But hey, if you think that appreciation is impressive, just wait till you see the next one. Year number 3, Silverado 2014, the aristocrat. Now let's talk about the one that separates men from boys in the automotive investment world, the 2014. And no, it's not a coincidence I picked this specific year. The 2014 was the last year of the third generation before the complete redesign. You know what that means? It's literally the maximum evolution of 15 years of development. Every problem solved, every part perfected. 5.3-liter Ecotec 3 engine with direct injection? Yes, it has AFM, but the 2014 version is the least problematic. 6L80E transmission that's practically indestructible, and the electrical system, still simple enough for any mechanic to work on. But here's where it gets interesting. This truck attracts a very specific audience. Executives who want something robust but refined, rich ranchers who can pay more for quality, collectors who know how to recognize value. A 2014 High Country with less than 100K miles? 2 years ago, it cost 32 grand. Today, you can't find one for less than $45,000. And look, there are still people thinking that's expensive. The problem is, this price range eliminates 90% of regular buyers, leaves it for those who really understand the game. And when these guys start buying in bulk, well, you already know what happens. But hold on, because there are still two that will shock you. Year number 4, Silverado 1999, the Pioneer. Here things get emotional, man. The 1999 was the first Silverado. No more CK, no more confusing names. Silverado, period, simple as that. You know that feeling of being present in history? The 1999 is that. It's like having an original iPhone, a 64.5 Mustang, a 53 Corvette. It's the first, and first is always worth more. And unlike the others I mentioned, this one has a serious problem. Not many left. Why? People bought them for heavy work. Construction, ranching, towing, most went to the junkyard years ago. First-gen 4.8 or 5.3 Vortec engines, those I already talked about here that are indestructible. 4L600E transmission that, despite the bad reputation, in the final 99 versions was already well sorted. GMT 800 chassis that's still the reference today. A 1999 Z71 in good condition is worth today between $12,000 and $18,000. Seems normal? Then let me tell you, 3 years ago, you could buy one for $5 grand. That's almost 300% appreciation. And here's where it gets critical. Everyone that rusts, everyone that becomes scrap, increases the value of those remaining. It's simple supply and demand math. But now comes the one that's going to mess with your head. Year number 5, Silverado 2019, the controversial. Dude, I know you weren't expecting this one. Everyone thinks a 2019 car can't be an investment. Wrong. Completely wrong. The 2019 was the last year before GM complicated everything for good. Last year without that horrible 2020 grille. Last year with certain options that disappeared after. Last year before the pandemic messed up production. And there's a detail almost nobody knows. Certain 2019 configurations are already worth more than equivalent 2020-2021 versions. That's right, the newer car is worth less than the older one. For example, a 2019 Trail Boss with 40K miles is worth $42,000 today. The same 2020 spec? 38 grand. The 2021? 36,000. See the pattern? What happened is that 2019 production was lower than normal because GM was preparing for 2020 changes. Result? Fewer trucks in the market, more demand from those who know what to look for. And here's a golden tip. Look for 2019 Trail Boss or Z71 versions with towing package. These specific ones are being fought over by those who understand. Now, as I promised, I'm going to tell you that secret about the 2005-2006 that can double your investment. Look for versions with RPO code Z85. It's a specific suspension that very few people know how to identify. These versions are sought after by collectors who pay up to 40% more because of this option. But here's the most important part. Where to find these opportunities before the others? First, corporate fleet options, companies retiring trucks still in great condition. Second, rural classifieds, ranchers selling to upgrade. Third, closed Facebook groups of GM enthusiasts, but this one you don't hear from just anyone. And look, every month that passes, these opportunities get rarer. Every Silverado that becomes scrap is one less in the market. Every collector who finds out is one more competitor ahead of you. So summing up, 1999 for those who want history, 2003 to 2006 for best cost benefit, 2007 to 2008 for highest appreciation potential, 2014 for those with serious money to invest, and 2019 for those who want to play a more aggressive strategy. So, which of these do you have or plan to buy? Ever had any experience with Silverado as an investment? Drop it in the comments and I'll answer all of them. And if you know any good opportunities, share with everyone. Here, we all help each other. If this video opened your mind to investment possibilities you never imagined, hit that like, because that shows me I'm on the right track. And subscribe to the channel because next week I'm showing the 3 modifications that turn any of these Silverados into a financial bomb, in the bad sense. And hey, one of these 5 hides a deadly defect that can cost you $15,000 overnight. I'll tell you everything in the next video. Thanks guys, see you next time.